evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're dialing in from. This is Masterclass with Top Bandele, and I just want to say welcome. Welcome, everyone. Yes, as part of our discipline, we try to stick to time. So this is 8 o'clock Nigerian, 8:02 Nigerian time, and we're kicking off the program tonight. I want to say a very big welcome to every one of you. Enough of all the introduction. Now let's go straight into the program of today. And the program of today, we're talking about stress management. Before we do that, I'm going to introduce my guest here is my friend. Is someone I respect so much. We've been, I think I met Dr. Emmanuel sometimes in 2015 through a colleague of mine, Tessie Unduka, who introduced Dr. Emmanuel to me. And I had to go see him. I had to join his community. And I tell you, since I met him, honestly, my life has changed health-wise. I have known a lot that I never knew, a lot around me that I never thought that, yes, they're actually around me, which could help me improve my health. And since then, my health has just been on the upward trend. And I really say a very big thank you to Dr. Emmanuel. So Dr. Emmanuel Akpe is an international renowned conference speaker, stress management coach, and a doctor of holistic medicine. He's the founder of Africa Stress Management Community on Facebook, and a convener of Global Stress Management Summit 2021. He has practiced as stress management consultant for 6 years and has consulted for organizations and individuals. He's the author of 3 books, and his 4th book, How to Navigate Difficult Situations, has just been released. I've read 2 of his books. Actually, this is one of his books, The Stress Manager's Guide. And I will talk about it later. And I really encourage you also to have this book for yourself. Dr. Emmanuel has impacted millions of people through his radio program and also through his TV programs. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome my very good friend, Dr. Emmanuel Akpe. How are you, sir? Please unmute yourself and let's talk. How are you? You're still on mute. Okay, great.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, my brother. You're welcome. Thank you very much. But before you say anything, let me also tell you that Dr. Emmanuel is part of our facilitator in MCTB Wellness and Fitness Hub. He's part of the admin actually, and he handled the 3-day fasting, fruit fasting that we just finished. And I really want to say a very big thank you to Dr. Emmanuel. So a lot of you that already know Dr. Emmanuel, you know that anything he says, you meet it exactly that way. By the way, I'm wearing the MCTB t-shirt. So if any one of you want to get this, you know how to get me. You can also actually get one for yourself. Okay, Dr. Emmanuel, how are you, sir? How are you doing? How's been
fine? Fantastic. I'm fine.
Great.
So
great.
Good to be here. I'm happy to be here.
Fantastic.
This has been on the works for some time now. But thank God I'm finally here.
Yes, we've been trying to get you, but it's difficult. We understand. Getting a big man like you, it is not easy. But I'm so glad I'm able to pin you to a corner now. And I pinned you with the Wellness and Fitness Hub. And I know that anytime you hear wellness and you hear fitness, cannot deny that. So I'm happy I'm able to use that to pin you down. So this is Dr. Emmanuel for you, ladies and gentlemen. Please, as we go into the discussion today, we want to make it very interactive. So I encourage you to please put your questions, your contributions, your punchlines, use the chat button, and let's have a beautiful discussion tonight. Okay? So, Dr. Emmanuel, what is stress?
Well, that's $1 million question. And I discovered that so many people don't know what stress actually is. So they use the word arbitrarily, and it shows that they really don't understand what it is. Stress is actually the way you react to events, both physically and psychologically. So it is your reaction that makes you stressed out, not really what is happening around you. So if your reaction is positive, negative, stress results. So it is when the body keeps reacting to events around it that actually shows on your face, and people say you are looking stressed out. That's how it is.
So stress is not sickness. Stress is not a disease. Stress,
At
if I
all.
hear it correctly, stress is a reaction to what is happening around us that now takes an effect on us. So it is a reaction is our reaction to the external influence that is actually stress, right?
Sure.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So why is it important for us to, I don't want to make this like an interview, so I will allow you to just flow and go on. I know you're
No
quite
problem.
loaded with a lot of things to talk to us about stress. So the people in the class today, and those that will still love to join also, mostly are working class people. Most of us, they are working class. We are working class, 8 to 5. And I tell you right now, I am stressed. A lot of us are stressed. It has become a common way, normal thing. We just say, oh boy, I'm stressed, Jare. So tell us about it. Tell us how we can avoid it. Tell us how we can reduce it, and then we can go into some questions that we have. Over to you,
Okay,
sir.
fantastic. So before I go into this, I want to state a few points. And the first one is that stress is a silent killer. So it means that you can actually be stressed out and not know, and even result to different diseases or even death, because it keeps building up. It keeps building. It's not the day the person collapsed that the stress started. It would have started accumulating over the years. So that's why some people are working for 35 years, you're accumulating stress. So at the point where you are retiring or you are retired, the stress level is so high, and within a few years, the person is gone. So that's the major problem with most workers. That is the major problem they have. So what I also want to say is this. There was a poll that was conducted by CNN, and they came to the conclusion that the number one cause of stress is actually money. I was speaking, I was speaking at an event in Jos. That was just last week. I was in Jos for almost a week for about 3 events. So, and I was saying that if you remove money from the equation, stress level will drop to 0. Let's say you don't need money to buy Range Rover Sports. All you need to do is just go to the car dealer and say, give me this car, and they give it to you. Or you go to a real estate company and say, I want that house, and they give the house to you. Anything you want, just point and kill.
I'm gonna pick you.
There will be no stress.
I'm gonna pick you on this, but
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick you on by disagreeing a bit. Then I would like you to now recalibrate me and get me back to the point you're talking about. So if you say it is money, so are you now saying that the rich are not stressed?
The funny thing is this: either you have money or you don't have money, you'll be stressed out. Yes. So even the rich as well. You heard the story some years ago that there's this guy that EFCC wanted to investigate, a former governor. When he heard the news, he collapsed and he died. It was on the news a few years ago. So he's a rich man, he's comfortable, but he's still under stress. So stress is no respecter of persons.
Wow. So
anybody can be stressed.
You can have the money and be stressed.
Exactly.
You may lack the money and still be stressed.
Still be stressed. So because stress is as a result of your reaction. If your reaction to money is that of pride, or your reaction to money is let's collect everything and let's oppress all the people around us, it will be negative and it will have impact on your body. Because the truth is this, it takes so much mental energy for you to oppress people.
Wow.
It's draining. It drains you. So you discover that you are the oppressor, but you are the one that is suffering the most stress. That's exactly how it works. So, and it's also said that about 90% of all diseases worldwide are stress related. So 90%. Diabetes, hypertension, name it, cancer, ulcer, in fact, they have stress ulcer. Stroke, they are all stress related. So it means if you can manage stress, you can be able to overcome some of these diseases. And that is what I've been using all this while. I was able to incorporate holistic medicine into stress management. So I use.
So tell us about that. What is holistic medicine?
Yes, holistic medicine has to do with taking care of the body, soul, and the spirit. So it's holistic. It takes care of man as a whole. So it doesn't just deal with giving you herbs or giving you natural remedies for your body. What of your mind? Because in holistic medicine, we have psychosocial factors that can lead to health and diseases. You understand? So those psychosocial factors are not taken into consideration when you are being treated in the hospital. They are not being taken into consideration. So, but you can give somebody a medication for, say, diabetes, and the person is on glucophage for diabetes. But what is the person's lifestyle? Is the person an alcoholic? Is he a smoker? How does he sleep? Does he even have time to sleep at all? Those things are not considered in the hospital. But in holistic medicine, we not only give you the natural remedies, we also take care of your whole well-being. We want to find out how you live your life. What are the things you do? I've had cases like that. There's this, one of these permanent secretaries that somebody linked up to me. And we've been treating him for diabetes and all that. And he called and said the thing is not working. Whatever I'm giving him is not working. And I asked the person a simple question. How is your lifestyle? Do you smoke? Do you drink? He said, alcohol. If it comes to alcohol, I'm a superstar.
You should not go there.
Yes, so now, how do you expect the medication or the natural remedies you are giving to you to work when you are feeding your body with alcohol? Because naturally, alcohol will interact with those things and make sure it doesn't work. That is why if somebody is going for surgery and they want to give anesthesia, they ask the person, do you drink alcohol? Because alcohol can actually interfere with the anesthesia and make sure the person doesn't have effect on the person's body. So you have to give the person extra doses to make sure that the person is able to be put to sleep. So if you don't take care of all those psychosocial factors, you will come down with disease and you'll be wondering, why is it that I'm treating myself? It is not working. So immediately I introduced holistic medicine into stress management. I started getting amazing results. In fact, of course, you know the results I'm talking about in my Telegram group. And every day people post results. Every day people call me to pray. And maybe that is why my business is doing very well. Because the amount of prayer I get daily from people who didn't have any idea why they were sick. You know, so if 90% of all diseases worldwide are stress related, then stress is something we should pay attention to. So how do we pay attention to stress? There are two major ways to manage stress. The first one is managing your mind. And that is where mental illness comes in. Mental problem, mental health, and all that. Managing your mind. Because the mind can control the body. In fact, the body is the slave of the mind. That is why when you are in the hospital and you see a patient, you first of all try to psych the patient up to give him hope that he will get well before you even start administering whatever you're administering. Because if you have not gotten that patient to a state where he believes he can get well, no matter what you are giving him, it will not work. I've seen clients that they have lost hope. They just say, doctor, just do whatever you want to do because I know I'm going to die. And you keep giving them medication, you keep giving treatment and all that, and they still die because their mind has programmed their body to give up. So that is the impact of stress on the mind. In fact, stress actually darkens the mind, and stress makes people act in ways that they wouldn't have on a normal day. So you see somebody stabbing the husband, or somebody stabbing the wife, or you see two children playing, and one just hits the other one, and before you know what's happening, the person is dead. Because stress darkens the mind. So stress is what will make you to plan evil for someone because of what the person did to you.
And I also saw it somewhere while researching for this one that actually 40% of the suicide today in the world are still stress-induced suicide.
Exactly.
40%.
Because
that's a lot.
The impact of stress on the mind actually causes the mind to go into depression. Yes, so once the person start experiencing depression, the person needs help if care is not taken. Because from depression, the person starts going to isolation. From isolation to loneliness. From loneliness to full mental problem. Some can even start having schizophrenia, start behaving irrationally, become easily irritated, and all that because of the impact of stress. So if people don't take care of their mind, how do you take care of your mind? By protecting it from dangerous information. I told myself this. I said it in one of the programs I attended. One of the programs I attended, and people were surprised. So I think, Toba, you'll give me a few minutes. Let me just change power.
Yeah, it's fine. Please do.
This is Nigeria, so
Nigeria. This is another way of stress. Okay, so
just 2 minutes, I'll be back.
It is fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, while Dr. Emmanuel just try to change our power, I encourage you to please get your books. All right, get your books and write down stuff. Write down stuff. You may not know when you will need it. And I really pick on what he said just now. And he said 90% of the diseases worldwide are stress related. That's really an amazing stat for me. That means we can actually avoid 90% of the diseases, if that is what he's actually talking about. And if I go through his book as well before he comes, I'm not the expert in stress, stress management, and he talked about how our body responds to stress, how to deal with office stress. I am in this class today not just to moderate, but also to learn. Because I tell you sometimes when I'm also in the office, when I'm at work, the kind of job I do, and someone asked me last week, almost every other week, they asked me, I said, talk about with the kind of work you do, with the workload that you have. If you look at my agenda sometimes, you even hardly find a 30 minutes for me to have break. It is meetings upon meetings, and I still have to do MCTB. I still have to do other things that I do. How do I manage this? And I think this is why I'm also interested in this particular topic today. Like, how can I manage my time? How can I manage my life in a way that I will not just be living a life of stress? Trust me, I am stressed. A lot of us are. So welcome back, sir. I think you're able to take power.
Thank you.
Like that. All right. So please pick it on. I was just trying to cover time for you.
Okay, so as I was saying, if you take care of the impact of stress on the mind, you take care of the impact of stress on the body, inevitably. So, but how do you protect your mind? You protect your mind by taking cognizance of the inflow of information that is getting into the mind. You understand? I said something when I went for a program, I think that was last week. And I said, once I see a video and they write viewers discretion advised, I advise myself not to watch it.
At all, just don't go there.
Yes, because I already advised me that it's viewers discretion. So I advise myself to stay away from it. Because the impact of violence, the impact of videos that are horrific, terrible on the mind is overwhelming. How do you radicalize people? You radicalize people by showing them violence, by always showing them things that will stimulate their anger level so that they can perpetrate violence. So if you say viewers discretion advice, I advise myself not to watch it. And I also advise myself on the news that comes. In fact, do you know you can listen but not hear? I do that a lot.
But doctor, well, let's still use our where we are, where we are from,
Yes.
Nigeria, for example. Hardly do you
Yes.
see news on the TV today that is not either violent, it's crime, it's political instability, it's insurgency. There are no good news anymore. Let me tell you the fact that's true. Look at
That's
the
true.
pages. Look at the pages of the newspaper today. 80% of everything you see on the newspaper today are negative news.
Just a minute.
You can ignore this power, Dr. Emmanuel. We understand. So the question now is, how do we stay sane in an unsane environment? How do we still ensure that we manage our mind, we protect our mind from all this dangerous information in this kind of environment that we live?
Okay, yeah, so I got your question. That's why I said you can actually listen but not hear. The problem is when you begin to dwell on the problems of Nigeria or the news you are watching. That is where the problem comes in. You can actually listen, it enters through this year and comes out through this year. But it's not, you are not thinking about it. That's not your major problem. You have protected your mind in the sense that nothing, you will not allow any negativity to dwell in it. You understand? So at that stage, no, there's nothing anybody can tell you that will get you worried. There's nothing anybody can tell you that will make you feel that, I think this country, I'm already giving up. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So no matter the news you are seeing, you are just seeing it. It's not entering into your mind. Your mind is protected. So when they come to gist you, you see what happened with this Nigeria, you see this, you see that, it just flies away.
Just flies away.
Yes, it's not dwelling in your mind.
And I really reckon what you say. About 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, thereabout, when the news of increase in fuel pump price, I read this on a social media page where someone just got a news that the federal government had increased the pump price, and he picked up his car immediately just to go and buy fuel before the price get affected. And you know what? Unconsciously, he didn't know that his child was just by the door, by the gate, and he ran through that boy. Why? Because his mind has been cultured to really living that life of, this is another problem again. How much do you want to save on that pump price? You're going to fill your tank that single day, but that will be it. The following day, you're going to fill that tank. You will buy the new price at the new price. But he lost a child just because his mind has just been cultured to the fact that, yes, he has to react to every hit. And personally, this is one thing I have learned not to do in the past 5 years, is I've learned not to be able to act irrationally. Like when the news comes to me and I react to it, I calm down. Heaven will not fall. If pump price increases today, I fill up my tank, I fill up basins in my house with fuel. It will finish, I will still buy again. I will still buy again. Someone said, I listen to be aware, stay informed, but not to dwell on it. Thank you very much, Samuel Okijola. You listen to be aware. You just listen to get the information, but not to dwell on it. A lot of people, I heard this joke that I can't remember the way the joke was formulated, but it has to do with a news of someone coming into an office and saying, oh, maybe your wife or something had an accident. And this other man jumped out of the window because he felt that his wife had an accident. He wants to go and save the wife. On his way down, he now realized that he was not even married. He does not even have a wife, but just the news that there was an accident downstairs and your wife is involved. He didn't even care to know if they were talking to him or not. And that is it. Go to the street of Lagos today or anywhere today and just start running. You will see hundreds of people running the same direction or opposite direction. Why? This is stress. Thank you very much. Thanks so much for this. But now the question is, how can we in this kind of environment we find ourselves,
Okay.
how can we control what our mind soaks in? You've talked about listening, hearing, but not listening. What other things, in which other ways can we better manage our mental wellness in a way that, see, this mental wellness thing, we might just say it. I love what you said, that it accumulates. You don't see it now. You might feel, oh, I'm doing 8 to 8, 8 to 9. I can actually work overtime. I've stopped, for information, sir, I stopped signing overtime in my office for some staffs. Why? Not because I don't want them to do that work, but a lot of people now are seeing that opportunity of, let me do overtime to make more money. But they have forgotten the fact that the overtime they are doing, over time, will have effect on their body. So when you see the casual staff in your office running for you to sign overtime, I tell you, yes, they want that money, but I will encourage people now to still pity them and find a way of making life easy for them. So so for people that are working, and a lot of us, sometimes even 5 o'clock is when your work starts. What do you have to say to that? How do we manage that in a way that eventually, over time, it doesn't become a big problem for us?
Okay, so this is a major thing. The mind cannot be vacant. Yeah, so if you are not filling it up, if you don't want to fill it up with negativity, then you have to fill it up with positivity. So it means that you need to get books that can inspire you. You need to look for find out time to read materials that can give you that positive energy. You understand? Because you can't just say, I'm not going to listen to bad news and leave your mind blank. No, it cannot be blank. No. So you need to fill it up with something that is positive. And that's why the Bible also talks about meditating on the word of God day and night. Because from there, you can also get positivity. No matter the religion you're practicing, there is something about positivity, about peace in your religion. Yes, so what you need to do is that fill your mind with things that can inspire you. Fill your mind with things that can stimulate you to have a positive outlook in life. So once that is done, you discover that your worry level drops. Yeah. Things don't get you worried. In fact, I was reading a book and the man was saying that his wife used to get worried that he doesn't get worried. So no matter what happens to him, he doesn't get worried. He has taken care of himself. He has built his mental capacity to cope with stress.
Madam is worried about that.
Nothing worries him. Yes, nothing worries him. So at every point in time, he's in control of his senses.
That is the word.
He's in control of his mind. He has not lost his mind. Yes, because you can actually lose your mind literally. Yeah. That means you are no longer in control of what goes into your mind. So, but if at every point in time, you know the information to accept, over time, your mind is programmed to even reject negative information on your behalf. So it becomes a reflex action. For example, if you are talking, I've built myself to the level where if you are gossiping to me, it doesn't enter my ear. If you're telling me that, do you know this so-and-so person? You see what he said about you, see what he did about you. As he's entering here, he's living here. And I'm not going to act on it. You understand? Because even if you don't listen, you act on it, you have already started imbibing it.
Exactly.
So people wonder, how come people say things about you and you're not worried? How come things happen and you're not worried? I remember a situation where we had to take a train in Kaduna and the train is timed. So once it's 6 p.m., it's leaving for Abuja. And as at 5:30, we are still far away, like 1 hour away. So the driver was speeding on top speed to get us to the train station because I already bought our ticket just to step into the train. And there's this lady that was in the same car with me. She was apprehensive. She was almost entering into a panic attack. But in my mind, I said, what is the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing that can happen is that the train will leave us.
You missed the train.
I'm telling you, and once we miss the train, what's the other thing that can happen? We'll look for where to sleep till the next day. And we'll still go back. So I was so calm. She was disturbed that I was very calm. You understand? And you know, at the end of the day, we got to the train. When we got to the train station, the train has already started moving. So we have to rush and jump into a moving train just to get down to Abuja. So at the end of the day, I maintained my mind. I was not under stress. She was scattered throughout that journey because her mind was no longer at rest.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it means to protect your mind. That you get to a level where nothing stresses you.
Honestly, I really thank you so much for this illustration or this example. And I really try to encourage a lot of people I come across. I said, when you notice that something is out of your influence, is out of your control. If you've not done what you're supposed to do, then yes. But if you've done what you're supposed to do and things are still not going the way you want it, let it go, let it be. Because if it is outside your influence, it is outside your control, there is less that your worry can do. If you worry from now till tomorrow, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. A plane is being canceled, a flight is being canceled. You see people still getting worried. And I keep wondering, what exactly will your worry now do?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay. So what exactly will your worry do? And I think it's something we all need to really start doing. And that word is letting go. Let it go. Because a lot of people also, when they sleep, do you know why people even find it difficult to sleep? It's because their mind start thinking and thinking over those things they've done during the day, those challenges that they've had, the challenge they will still have tomorrow that they don't even know how to address, and they find it hard to sleep. And I want to talk about sleep and stress. What is the correlation? Because I discover personally also now that whenever I don't sleep well, I get stressed easily. So how is...
Whenever I use what?
Whenever I don't sleep well. Can you hear me?
Okay,
I think whenever I don't sleep well, yes, I get stressed easily.
I can hear you.
So what is the correlation also between sleep and stress? And now what it would be your advice on how to manage it?
Okay, so during the period of sleep, that is when your body begins to regenerate itself. That is when organs relax. That is when the body begins to grow. That is when your mind is at rest. You understand? So, but if you don't sleep, it disrupts the cycle. There's what is called sleep-wake cycle. So if you don't sleep, it will disrupt the cycle, and it will definitely have an impact on your body. For example, there is an alarm that makes you go to sleep. You understand? Once the alarm goes off, you start dozing off. And when you sleep, there's another alarm that goes off that makes you wake up. That is the sleep-wake mechanism. It's a circle, or it's called sleep-wake cycle. So anything that is going to disrupt this circle will give you sleepless nights. Let me give you an instance. If you go for a video or you do night shifts, you understand? Because throughout the night, you're not going to sleep. So it's definitely going to disrupt your sleep-wake mechanism. And if you don't look for another time, maybe during the day, maybe like 1 hour or 2 hours during the day, to correct that circle by going to sleep, and you go back to sleep at night, it's going to disrupt the whole cycle.
Dr. Tosin just put it there. He said your circadian rhythm is disrupted.
Yes, it's also called a circadian rhythm, yes. So if you disrupt that cycle, it's going to give you sleeplessness. So at every point in time when you don't sleep, you must have disrupted it. Or sometimes, instead of sleeping at night, you are thinking.
Yeah.
Because of issues. It's disrupting the circle. So what do? There's a major hormone that is produced when you are sleeping. And it is called melatonin.
Okay.
Melatonin. So melatonin hits the highest level at 12 midnight. And at that point, you are supposed to be sleeping. So, but anything that is going to reduce the quantity of melatonin, such as stress, will give you sleepless nights. So what do? You can consume stuff that can trigger your body to produce more melatonin. What are those things? Like chicken.
Chicken.
The skinned chicken. You remove the skin of the chicken because chicken has tryptophan.
Oh, okay.
Yes, chicken.
My wife is hearing that now.
Normal chicken.
We have to eat chicken tonight.
Like what we use in our fruit fasting.
Yeah, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Like what we use in our fruit fasting, I included chicken.
Yes.
Chicken breast and all that. So because chicken has tryptophan and it helps to produce a serotonin that helps to calm the body, and that makes melatonin to go up. And that you can take is chamomile tea. Chamomile tea is relaxing. Chamomile tea helps the body to relax. So maybe you are under severe stress. Once the body is relaxed, it is easy for melatonin to be produced because stress stops the production of melatonin. So anything that will calm the body and reduce the stress level, melatonin will pick up automatically. They even have melatonin supplements. There are supplements that you can get to get melatonin straight into your bloodstream. So once you start having issues with sleep, automatically your blood pressure might even start increasing.
That's true.
In fact, you will notice that anytime you have had sleepless night for a long period of time, maybe like 1 week, by the time you check your blood pressure, it's hitting the roof.
That's true.
Because the body has not had time to rest and the heart is overworking itself. So the pressure with which it's pumping blood is high. Automatically, you'll get high blood pressure.
Wow.
So that's how it works.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Doctor. Thanks so much for this. My next question for you guys, please. I'm writing. I'm learning. If you also have questions, just put it on the chat box. In the chat box, I mean, and we will take those questions. So my next question is on general performance. How important is our mental health to our general performance? Do we need, for those of us that actually probably our day-to-day activity require physical energy or physical activities, that's what we do. So does how important it is to maintain a very good and balanced mental health in order to have a very good performance even at work?
Okay, yeah. So once your mental health is not in order, you understand? Once it's not in order, it affects your whole activity. You notice that anytime you are not happy, or anytime you are feeling down, you are feeling depressed, you are not as productive as when you are enthusiastic.
That's true.
When you are motivated and when you are happy. So your mental health is as important as your physical health. And do you know the funny thing? People don't pay attention to their mental health. I've not seen anybody that went to the hospital and said, "Doctor, please check my mental health whether I'm okay." Nobody is going to do that. No. For most people that end up in psychiatric hospitals, you are forced there by other people. You understand? They say, "This guy, you don't get mental, you don't get colo. Let's bundle him to the mental hospital or psychiatric hospital." But ideally, people should sit down and evaluate their mental health. People should sit down and evaluate how they react to issues.
So how can I do this on my own without going to the hospital? Or do I have to go to the hospital to check, hey, it's going to look strange if I walk into an hospital.
No, you don't have to.
I want to check my mental health.
To
so what is the way, what is the method you recommend for us to really be able to calibrate our mental health or to check that, yes, we never decolu? Let me put it that way. Did you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I heard you. So there's what is called the cognitive signs of stress.
Okay.
Cognitive has to do with the mind. You understand? And also has to do with the mental health. So once you start seeing those signs, and the first one is irritability. The second one is anger. You understand? But not being able to associate or relate with people. Your relationship with people is zero. So you are sleeping too much or you're not sleeping at all. So when you start seeing some of the things that, or you're forgetting too much, because sometimes stress actually erases the part of the brain that stores information. So it's called the part of the brain that encodes and decodes information. So sometimes it erases it. So once it erases it, you discover that you don't remember things often. Wow. You start messing information around. You think you mess up the people that are sending information. You misplace everything because your mind is not coordinated. So when you get to that point where you are forgetting things at random, you know that there's a problem. And the good thing about your mental health is that you can solve the problem yourself. You don't need a mental health, you don't need a psychiatrist or a psychologist to actually solve the problem for you.
Before we go into the solution mode, you talk about the cognitive signs. You talk about irritability. You talked about hunger. Then you talked about forgetfulness. Did you mention the fourth one? Is there any fourth one? Did I miss that?
Which one is the fourth one?
No, I thought I had four things, or it's just three, right?
Okay. No, I talked about sleeping. So I talked about sleeping too.
Okay. So
sleeping
when you're not
too much,
well,
not sleeping at all,
and you usually get irritated, and you usually get angry. Wow.
Your communication with people is very poor.
Distorted.
That is why you see people becoming toxic bosses.
Toxic colleagues. We see them all around. When you're now, I just keep flashing, and the memories keep flashing, and I think sometimes too I've been really having issues with my mental health, and now
So most of these guys,
Wow. Okay, so now let's go into the solution mode.
So
what can we do to help ourselves?
Well, what do you do? Number one, you need to evaluate yourself. You need to reevaluate yourself. What are the activities you are doing that is affecting your mind? What are the people? Who are the people that are annoying you? Who are the people that are irritating you? What are they doing to irritate you? How can you ignore what they are doing? You understand? So what kind of information do you need to put in your mind to help you rest? What kind of relaxation techniques can you do to help you calm down? Like some people, when you offend them or you annoy them, instead of them blowing hot, they'll just do breathing exercise. They just do like something like calm down. Just breathe in, breathe out, just to enable them to calm down. Because it is assumed that once your body is calm, automatically your mind becomes calm. Yes, so if you are able to reduce the impact of the adrenaline that is being released, you understand, and all the reaction of the stress all around the body, if you're able to reduce it, the brain begins to calm down. Then you can do a few relaxation techniques. There is this very powerful one that I usually do. It is called guided imagery. It is called guided imagery. Guided imagery. So you are guiding your mind to a particular image you want it to see. For example, you can decide to close your eyes and see yourself by the beach side. You understand? You can see yourself actually strolling around, along the beach, and you can even feel the wind or the breeze coming up from the sea, touching your face and helping you to calm down. So when you see a beautiful environment in your mind, an environment that is peaceful, it translates into your body and it gives you peace. So that is what is called guided imagery. So you guide the image that is entering into your mind and see yourself in a very wonderful environment. So sometimes when I'm under severe stress, I see myself in the White House discussing with Joe Biden.
I love that.
Funny, wow.
No, so, I really love that. Wow.
Yeah, so I see myself talking about how to handle their stress level, how to teach them and all that. And automatically my stress level will drop.
But do you know what?
It has helped me because I saw myself on AIT before they invited me. AIT has invited me, like AIT is a TV station in Nigeria. They've invited me almost like 3-4 times now. And I played it in my mind before they called me.
They called you. You've already seen it.
All of them was very dramatic. Yes, they were just asking of someone who can, during the COVID period, they needed someone who could talk about stress management because a lot of people were under severe stress. And they just mentioned it in the office. And somebody said, I know this guy, he talks about stress every time on Facebook. Let's contact him. And that's how I was called. But I played it in my mind before it became my reality. Wow. Because if you don't see the picture, you will not see. So if I'm only seeing a picture of peace, a picture of fulfilling my destiny, a picture of attaining to the greatest heights in my career, it reduces my stress level. You understand? It gives me the sign of fulfillment. Okay, this is where I am actually going to. This is my target in life. So it helps me to relax that after all, my target is bright, my future is bright, and I'm going to get there. So when you see that picture, and every point in time you are looking at that picture, before you know what is happening, it becomes your reality. And it increases your stress level at that moment.
And Dr. Susan said that's the power of visualization. That's correct, because you have to first visualize it in your mind before you can even see. When you even need to put yourself into an action mode, you have to act out what you've already conceptualized or visualized. And that is why you need to give your mind, you need to really get your mind busy on positive thinking, positive things. Not things that could derail your mental, that could make you even get more stressed, or that could bring you into a mood of reactivity or reaction and get so touchy, so angry. And that takes me back to what you said, that we need to reevaluate ourselves. We need to reevaluate ourselves. What works for you? What do you want to be? I tell you today, actually, I'm using myself as an example. What I do today was what I envisioned about 3 years ago. That yes, this is where I want to be. Actually, I said I want to be there in 5 years' time, but I got there earlier than then. It's because I've already been preparing my mind to say, if you get into this position, what will you do? If you achieve this, how are you going to handle it? That is why today I tell people, if you ask me to become the president of Nigeria today, you might think it's so big for me, but I tell you, I'm already visualizing myself and planning what exactly will I do when I get into that office. So it makes things work. It just connects the dots for me. And I think that's what a lot of us need to do. Before you even get into that job, you're going for the interview. Visualize yourself as already the person who has gotten the job. What will you do when you get into that office? It's your first day in a particular office. You shouldn't be found wanting at that particular time. You're going into a business. Start visualizing your first year in the business. What's going to happen? What would you have achieved? You're going into marriage. You're going into a relationship. Visualize your first year anniversary. How will it look like? Your 10 years anniversary. How will it look like? And I tell you, that is one thing why the whites, the Europeans actually have a higher life expectancy than us. Apologies to every one of us, we're Africans. But these guys, like you talked about relaxation technique, you are envisaging it, you are thinking, finding yourself by the beach. They go there. They leave that job behind. They go on vacation. They see that cool breeze. They allow their mind, they take their mind off work. But for us, even when we don't go on vacation, when you're on holiday, you still see people carrying their laptops even to that holiday. You see people even still working when they are on leave. That's why you see people saying, you know what, I'm on a working leave. What is working leave? What is working leave? If you're on holiday, you're on holiday. If you're on leave, you're on leave. And I think this is one thing we need to also get used to. We need to get used to the fact that this work that we are doing, that is not the end of life for us. That is just, it's just an end. It's a means to an end, but it's not an end of its own. Someone said, Deji said it here to me. He said a private message. He said, if there's an issue, can you do anything about it? If yes, so why worry? And if there's an issue, can you do anything about it? If no, why still worry? Exactly. So if you know that you can do something about it, just do it. Why worry? But if you know you cannot do anything about it, why still worry? But a lot of time today, we have given ourselves so much to worry that this has degraded us in itself, and we are still not winning. Because someone said, worrying does not win a battle. Worry does not get you the result that you want. It is by action. And I really want to encourage us tonight to really go into this mode of visualizing things, visualizing where you want to be in the next 1 week. This is the beginning of the week. What do you want to do this week? What do you want to achieve? What plans do you have for yourself? Write them down. Schedule your agenda with positive things. I was in a program with Jimmy. I said, what do you see early in the morning? Some people, what they see early in the morning is actually horrible news. That's why they go. They go on channels where they want to know what is happening. Insurgency in Nigeria today, Boko Haram tomorrow. I tell people I don't. Actually, I've even stopped listening to news at some point because I don't see positivity in most of those things. I get informed, but I really don't get myself to worry about it. Thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel. That was a very, very, very great insight for us. Now, I have another question. I'm still expecting your questions from the audience. Everyone is stressed. Everyone is stressed. It has nothing to do with whether you have the money or you don't have the money, but a lot of time also to be effective. Some people believe that to be rich, you have to hustle. Let me use that word hustle. They believe that for you to be effective at your place of work, you have to be that hard worker and not even a smart worker. So some managers, some bosses, some employees also reward those hard workers. It's those that they see staying or working late that gets the reward. Someone said to me, he said, how can you be in an office and you're going to leave that office before your boss? He said, it is not done. So even if your manager is there by his computer playing games, some people will still have to sit in that office because their manager has not left. So how do you think people like this, what do they think need to do differently? Those who believe that for them to be successful in life, it has to be through hard work. For them to be successful in life, it has to be through hustling. So what do you have to say to them?
Well, as you are hustling, nobody's against you hustling. But as you are hustling, just know that you need your body to hustle. I say this everywhere I go to, that no matter how your spirit is boiling, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how much you want to achieve, once your body gives way, all that aspiration, all that dream, everything vanishes with it. There are many people that are late today. Okay, let me give you an example. Late Papa Awolowo would have loved to be alive today. But why is he not here with us? Because his body has given way. So that's why the fact that you are hustling, pay attention to your body. If you're having headache, if you're having pains and all that, pay attention to it. Do everything necessary to make sure that you get your body to 100% functionality at every point in time. At every point in time. We have had situation of people coming to run maybe tests, and you tell them the price, and they're arguing with you. In fact, I had one particular situation. These guys wanted to do a checkup, so they called me and all that. I told them the price and all that. They were arguing with me. This one said, I can't do for that price. It's too high. The price I told them is not even up to 100,000 naira. And it was too high. And these are people that in their discussion, they were discussing how to get a land of 50 million naira.
Yeah, but they can't pay for
but
their health.
They could not spend less than 100,000 to take care of themselves. But they want to acquire a land of 50 million naira. So you see, the way people reason is a problem. Your hustling is not a problem.
Yeah.
Yes. Is your health your priority? Or is it at the backstage? Okay, for example, I sell some health products, biodisc and all that. Do you know that there are some people, they will tell me, okay, look at the health condition I'm having. I say, okay, get this product. It's not that they don't have the money, but it's not their priority. But do you know when they now rush them to the hospital, they start calling you endlessly, asking there's an emergency. How do you say, some people will tell me that, how can I get the product? I'm in Abuja. How can I get the product in Port Harcourt this night? I said, okay, I'll fly like I'm a witch or something to send you the product. But I've been telling you all this why it wasn't a priority to you.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not a priority. So, but if you take your health as a priority, for example, you discover anything that is abnormal and you go to the hospital, if any disease, if it's discovered on time, can be treatable.
That's true. You
understand? If it's not when it has gotten to the end stage, like a case that I had last year. Unfortunately, I lost the man. The man was my close friend. I tried everything possible to make sure he didn't die, but unfortunately, he died. What was the problem? He said about 5 years ago, he was diagnosed of hepatitis B. And he didn't do anything about it. He wasn't monitoring his liver function level. He wasn't monitoring the viral load to see if it's having any effect on the body. Until last year, when all of a sudden, he started having stomach pain. And by the time he went to the hospital, the liver was already cancerous. Not just cancerous, it has entered stage 4. In fact, if a doctor tells you that your cancer is in stage 4, it means bye-bye to the world.
That's it.
In fact, when I took this man, because I took him to the teaching hospital to go and run the test, because he was very close to the family. I took him there. When I saw the result, the liver was totally gone. And the cancer has already spread to the pancreas. In fact, the doctor, who was my friend that looked at the result, said, if this man survived more than 2 weeks, it's a miracle. As I looked at the result and I looked at him, what I was seeing was a corpse, although he was talking. But he was gone. You understand? Oh, now, when I saw that they've given up on him, I decided to go into natural remedies. I started giving him all manner of natural remedies. He was recovering. His results were becoming fantastic until his organization decided to ask him to step aside.
That so creates another level of stress again.
His mind just went down. He entered into depression. Immediately entered into depression. He started going down.
Yeah, it will.
And that was it until he died.
It will.
In fact, the distance between the day they gave him that information and the day he died was not to 1 week. Was not to 1 week. And that's how that guy, that's how we lost him. So what I'm saying in essence is that if you do regular check, you can't be above 30 and you don't know your blood pressure, you don't know your sugar level. And you are above 30. When we have people that are less than 30 and they're entering stroke, we have people that are 25 and they're entering menopause. I've seen cases like that. 25-year-old lady is already menopause.
Wow.
You understand? So if you don't go for checkup, if you don't know your vitals, you don't know your sugar level, you don't know your blood level, you don't know your blood pressure, then what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Is it the day you collapse that you know that, okay, let me go to the hospital? So once in a while, just do a general checkup. Just do general lab test and see the result that comes out. From the result, you can tell, okay, I'm doing well. My cholesterol is a little bit high. I need to exercise more to burn it off, or I need to reduce my fatty food and carbohydrate so that the cholesterol can start dropping. But if you are totally unaware, and you are this kind of person that says, I know they fall sick. The day the sickness comes, it will be terrible.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. And this is what this is what we preach on MCTB Wellness and Fitness Hub as well. We try to encourage everybody to stay healthy. And there's no wealth without health. Even said health is wealth. So this money you are chasing, this work you are chasing, this job you are chasing, this business you are chasing, the day your health will drop down and chase you, then that will be it. Your health can chase you out of business. Your health can chase you out of wealth. And that is why I encourage people to focus more. I have stories. I lost my mom, I lost my dad, and I lost those people to negligence of their own health. Okay, because they could probably be alive today if they've had the kind of information that I have, the kind of information you are giving to us today, and the way they are able to take care of their health and understand the importance of regular checkups and recognize the importance of staying, of living a healthy lifestyle. Okay, and that is why we are preaching this. You might say you are 40, you are young, you are 45, you are 50. It doesn't happen in one day. Your friend that got to stage 4 cancer, he didn't get to stage 4 cancer in 1 week, in 2 weeks. Something there has been a build up of this particular case. And I really pray this will not be our portion by the grace of God. So now the question, before I go to the chat in the messages in the chat. So now you talked about natural remedies. Are there natural remedies to stress? If there are natural remedies to stress, what are these?
Okay, so the major natural remedy to stress management, is food.
Food.
Diet. Yes. I've been able to categorize your food into two. We have living food and we have dead food. So what are dead food? Dead food are the food that has been over-processed, canned food, refined food, like your refined sugar, and food that has been overcooked. Maybe you are cooking in your house and you overcook your vegetables. All you are eating is just sharp. You're not eating anything serious.
They say never done.
So those are the kind of food that can give you stress. So, but the kind of food that can help you manage stress is what is called living food. So living food is the one that has its nutrients, its life force, is still raw and fresh. Like we just finished our 3 days detox food fasting.
Yeah.
For the past 3 days, I've not tasted any good food. For the past 3 days.
Same thing for me.
Yes. And I'm sure many of us in the wellness club have not tasted.
A lot of people. And we didn't die. We've only taken it for 3 days.
Exactly.
And then we can see how fresh and how good we are looking. Yes, I enjoyed it. We didn't die.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this again in May.
Yeah.
Wow.
So immediately you switch from dead food to living food, your body automatically begins to adjust. Sicknesses begin to reverse. I've seen cases where people who are terribly sick just decide to change their diet and their lifestyle. And they begin to get well. And before you know what's happening, all the disease, everything just disappears.
Wow.
Just because of diet change. Because God has actually provided all manner of nutrients to take care of all manner of diseases. In fact, the ideal thing that the body needs are nutrients from fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
So if you don't incorporate it into your diet, your body will be made up of junk food, things that are not healthy for it, and at the end of the day, to produce weak cells, and those weak cells will make you sick.
Okay, fantastic. Someone sent me, Abidemi, why did you send a direct message? You should have sent it to the group. It said, does alcohol reduces one's stress level?
That what?
It says, does alcohol reduce one's stress level?
Okay. The issue with alcohol is this. Alcohol gives you a false sense of relaxation.
Underline
a
the word
false sense of
false.
relaxation. Yes, because after the alcohol wears out, you now go into the main stress. Number one, it has impact on your mind because it stimulates the mind. So you make sure that the mind is not at rest.
Yeah.
Number two, alcohol has no nutritional value for the body. So the body spends a whole lot of energy trying to remove it because it's a toxic substance to the body. So the body take all the time to remove it from your system. In fact, there is a liver disease called alcoholic liver cirrhosis.
Wow.
It is solely caused by alcohol.
Wow.
I have a particular client. This is a top client, one of my biggest clients. About 3 years ago, we did a liver function test for him, and we discovered that his GGT and SGOT and SGPT. Yeah, those are liver enzymes.
Okay.
Nothing special, liver enzymes. So they were all skyrocketing. You understand? And they were very high. So, and I told him, why not stop taking alcohol? And let's see how this thing works out. He said, okay. Do you know for the past 3 years, he has not tasted alcohol? And all his liver, in fact, we did the test like 3 weeks ago. All the liver enzymes are accurate and normal.
Fantastic.
You understand? So alcohol is bad news. I know this is bad news for a lot of people, but alcohol is bad news.
Wow.
It is better you stay away from it, especially when you are under severe stress.
Wow.
Because the impact it has on you can be overwhelming.
Wow.
So that's it.
Thank you so much. I think that answers the question of Abidemi. Now, how do we create a work-life balance? Because definitely we still have to work. We still have to ensure that we are effective in a place of work and not being seen as, we are running away. Because when you're running away from stress, you're being seen as or termed as lazy. So, and they say, oh, you cannot even work under stress. I'm shocked that some recruiters today, they still put part of their requirement for them to recruit you is ability to function under stress. How can you do that? How can you do that? And you said you want to recruit someone, and part of the requirement is you must have an ability to function well under stress. If I see that and I'm going for that job, that will be the end. I'll walk out of that interview. So exactly. How can we maintain a work-life balance and to manage our well-being, to manage our mental health, and at the same time be effective at what we do?
Okay, so work-life balance is your ability to manage your life outside the office and your life in the office. So you have the professional life and you have your private life.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, we allow these two lives to mix. So you take your professional life into your house. I usually use this as an example. Let's say you are a bishop of a big congregation. Your bishophood or your bishopship ends in the church.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the house, you're a father and a husband. But if you now start bringing your bishopship into the house, then when your wife now talks to you, say, you're talking to a bishop, mind yourself. You understand? So it becomes a problem. So you must be able to separate your professional life from your personal life. Because the truth is this. Do you know at the end of the day, you retire to your family?
That's true.
And if you're not able to balance your work life from your family life, there will be no family to retire to.
True.
And that is the problem a lot of people have, that when they retire to their family, they are strangers. And before you know what is happening, nobody goes close to them, especially fathers. Nobody goes close to them. All their children are scattered everywhere. Their children don't have any relationship with them, so they hardly call them. And before you know what's happening, they start going into depression. I have a particular friend who told me this. That was so many years ago. That ever since his sister got employed by Access Bank, nobody has had access to her. All access denied.
Very
because
funny.
She entered Access Bank.
Wow.
So forgetting that at the end of the day, when the bank lay you off or the bank asks you retire, either way, you are still going to go back to those people that you denied access.
Yeah.
So it is very important for you to maintain a healthy family life, a healthy private life, have friends, talk to people. These are the people that will help you when the chips are down.
That's true.
Your office will not help you.
No.
Your office will not help you. So many years ago, I was a keynote speaker at an event in UCH. They invited me to come and talk about stress management. All the who is who in UCH were all at that event. And I was the keynote speaker. And do you know what happened? They said they lost 2 doctors in 1 week.
Whoa.
And the way they died in the hospital. They died while working. In fact, one of them was supposed to perform a surgery. And as he went into the theater, just to start preparation for the surgery, he collapsed. Before they could resuscitate him, he was gone. He was dead. But guess what? The surgery still went on. The surgery was not canceled because the doctor died.
That's it. It won't.
So, yes. So there is no organization that has stopped functioning because an employee died.
No.
There is no organization. You may think that you are indispensable, but just, I wanted to say just die. But no, that's the wrong one. Just go on leave or just resign from that
they will replace you immediately.
You will see that the thing is functioning.
Yes.
It is functioning. They've not folded up because you are not there.
No.
So the responsibility to stay alive lies with you and you alone, and not with any other person.
Thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel, for that. I'm going to go to the charts before I take my next question. We have about 7 minutes to go. Kemi Bikule says, our work culture doesn't really give chance to complete vacation. Well, I would rather take a working leave where I can at least have some rest time rather than not get any time off. She says, with this new understanding, I will try to make better use of my time off work. Thank you so much, Kemi, for that. He says, thanks for the info on visualization. It will go a long way reducing my stress. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I've taken, so Dr. Tosin says, GGT, SGOT, ALKA, please don't blow ahead. There are liver enzymes that tell you how good your liver is working. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Tosin. And I don't know if it's April or in May in our timetable at the Wellness and Fitness of when we'll be talking about liver diseases. Yeah, I think it's going to be in May. I think it's going to be in May. Then we will really talk more about all these GGT, SGOT, and let people be much aware about their liver. It is quite important. Nicola says, yes, I joined late, but my question is this. Can stress not be categorized as external and internal? Does high workload lead to stress? Did you get that, Dr. Manuel? Does high workload lead to stress?
Yeah. Come again. I didn't get that.
So his question is, does high workload lead to stress?
Does what?
High workload. When you have too much of work to do, high workload, does it lead to stress?
Okay. Well, that's when you're looking at, when you're always with the system, then you understand the question.
Yeah, so when you have too much to do and you're trying to catch up with that, he's asking that, can that lead to stress? And I think the answer is yes. And it's part of the things you already mentioned.
Of course, it can lead to stress.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I want to ask this again. what rules do you think you talked about lifestyle modification, all right? And I want to take you back to that a little bit. When you talk about lifestyle modification, what role does this play in stress management? That'll be our last question for today if there are no other questions from the chat.
Okay, yeah, so lifestyle modification is more like the soul of stress management. Because if you are living an unhealthy lifestyle, your stress level will increase despite the fact that you are not under pressure. You might not even be, maybe like someone that is even jobless. You understand? He has no job, but he's under severe stress because his lifestyle is wrong. So it is your lifestyle modification that helps to build your capacity to cope with stress. For example, there are some things you should not, like the timetable I gave for the fruit fasting. There are some things that you should stay away from. The first one is that you should stay away from soft drinks, carbonated drinks. Carbonated drinks. Some people are so addicted to it that if they don't drink, don't take one, I don't want to mention any of their names. If they don't take one per day, they are not themselves. Like I used to tell my friend, it's likely to like you're taking marijuana, or you're taking cocaine. If you don't take one per day, you are not at rest. You start having a withdrawal syndrome and all that. Before it's happening, the person is already misbehaving.
That's
because
true.
They are addicted to the soft drinks. So you should be able to sleep. You should be able to rest. Don't walk deep into the night. Every time you're walking deep into the night, after some time, it will mess up with your circadian rhythm or your sleep-wake mechanism, and you come under stress. Don't drink, don't smoke. In fact, check the lungs of a smoker. It's almost like a smoked fish. So of what benefit is smoking to you? It's of no benefit. What of alcohol? Some people are social drinkers. Maybe it's not if they are heavy, they are heavy drinkers. They just drink once in a while. Well, I don't have any issue with that. But when you cannot function except you drink, there is a problem.
Yeah.
When you cannot function, your brain cannot function until you take alcohol. It's a problem. Yes, so some of this lifestyle, some of these things that you do can actually have severe impact on your body. So your relationship in the lifestyle modification, your relationship with people also matters. Don't harbor bitterness. Don't harbor bitterness. At every point in time, stay away from bitterness. Stay away from bitterness. The energy it takes you to always be bitter can drain your body.
That's true.
Anywhere I do training, I ask people, have you ever seen someone that is so wicked and devilish and is looking fresh?
No way.
It is very difficult for you to see a fresh-looking young man that is so wicked. Most cases, you will see the stress all over their body because they are exerting so much mental energy to carry out their evil acts. And as you are thinking of what evil to perpetrate, your adrenaline level and your cortisol level is increasing. And those are the stress hormones. So before you know what is happening, you are exhausted while thinking of how to harm the other person.
Wow.
So make sure that you are at peace with people. Make sure that you live a healthy lifestyle. You avoid things. We all know things that will cause us stress, but just that we don't want to avoid it. Like eating junks, like eating fried food. In fact, instead of frying your food, why not just boil the meat? Today is Easter. A lot of people would have fried meat with the oil that they stored like 3 months ago. They just store it because oil is not expensive. They just store it and they keep frying. Before you know what's happening, the oil becomes hydrogenated, becomes trans fat. Before you know what's happening, it's saturated and it's causing problem for us. So junk food mostly. And anytime that we want to treat someone who has a major disease, we ask the person to stay away from seasonings, spices, those spices you use in food, especially the processed ones. We tell the person to stay away from any food that has flour, to stay away from it. We tell the person to reduce the intake of carbohydrates. But you know the funny fact, you don't need to be sick to do all these things. If you do it while you are healthy, you will never be sick. Your body will never break down. So it's not after the fruit fasting. Fruit fasting don't end. So tomorrow now you now load a heavy dose of fufu, and you want to. I think I have one picture here I wanted to share, but no time. So every dose of fufu, you just wait and you're eating it, thinking that everything will be normal. No, it's not like that.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel. Wow, I have my full notes, and I'm quite glad that a lot of us have learned today. There are still some chats on the box. Okay, Dr. Tosin, thank you so much for answering that question. Someone asked if malt drinks are also fizzy, are also categorized as carbonated drinks. And the answer is yes. And Dr. says, just shake a malt drink and open it. You see what happens. It's actually carbonated. Nicholas tried to clarify his question. He says, what is the category classification of stress? I don't think we're going to have time for this today. Nicholas, let's thank God you're also on the Wellness and Fitness Hub. Let's take this question back to the Fitness Hub. We try to always keep this within 1 hour, 30 minutes, and we've done that already. Where does oxidative stress come into all this conversation? Please, Nicholas, pose this question directly now. Dr. Emmanuel will answer you, and Dr. Tosin, they will answer you on the WhatsApp group. Ladies and gentlemen, I missed a question at the beginning from Yemi Adeleke. He says you should explain why we should peel off the skin of chicken before we eat it. I would love that you take that question before we go today.
Okay, so the skin of chicken contains fats. It contains high level of fats, and it could be dangerous to the body because it's animal fat is mostly saturated fats. Why they call it saturated fat is that if it's lining the membrane of your cells,
okay,
nutrients will not be able to penetrate. You know that is phospholipids that line the membrane of your cells. And when you are eating, it is not you that is eating, it's your cells that are eating. So if you are passing food through your mouth into your body and it's not getting into your cells, you will live an unhealthy life. And that's why you see some people, they are bloated, they are fat, but they are not healthy. Because their cells are not able to get enough nutrients. So the skin of chicken most times contains these saturated fats, and which is not too good for the body.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for that. I think I've also learned. I know there's also, but sometimes those skin could be tempting. Sometimes.
and it's sweeter.
Indeed, it is. But we just have to be very, very, very conscious of this going forward and help us. So, Dr. Emmanuel, you have a community on Facebook. You do a lot of stuff on stress management. So how can we reach you? How can people who are not part of the Wellness and Fitness Hub that are joined today, how can they reach out to you? Can you give us your handles, your Facebook name, maybe Instagram as well? You're very big on holistic medicine. So tell us some of the things you're already doing that we can be part of.
Okay, so right now I have a wellness coach, a wellness club, sorry. It's called Tsm Wellness Club. And registration is just 10,000 naira, and it's a lifetime registration. So what we do is we take care of you on a personal level. For example, this month, just after this food fasting, we are starting weight loss fasting. So when people want to lose weight, we are drawing up a timetable for them that will help them lose that weight or shed that weight and get them healthy. Some people that are sick, that are having cholesterol issues and all that. From there, we'll be teaching all manner of things. For example, we want to introduce how you can make semovita by yourself and add all the nutrients. How you can make apple cider vinegar, how you can make mayonnaise and make it healthy so that it's not processed and the one that they add chemicals and all that to make it sick. So it's a whole a holistic club. So if you want to join it, you can just contact me. I'm on the WhatsApp group for the Wellness Club. Then on my Instagram, you can also reach me via Instagram. In fact, all my groups, apart from the last one that we just launched, is on my bio. Once you click on the Linktree link, it will take you to all the books. You can buy as many as you want. Even the one that Mr. Tobel showed us is also on soft copy on the Linktree.
What is your Instagram handle, sir? Just give it out so that people can.
Yes, at EAKPE1. At EAKPE1. At Akpe1.
At EAK.
You got that.
Yes, at EAKPE1.
Yes.
Okay.
So once you search for it on Instagram, you're going to see. Just follow me. I post some intelligent stuff, how to get wealthy on Instagram too. Then I have a Facebook community that is called Africa Stress Management Community.
Yeah.
In fact, we hosted one of the largest stress management summits in a very long time in the group. And we have speakers from all over the world. So every time we do training in the group and we pass information, things that will keep you healthy in the group, especially how to use holistic medicine to manage your stress level. So just go on Facebook, search African Stress Management Community and join the group, and you'll see all the good things that we are doing there. Then apart from that, I have a Facebook page. It's called The Stress Manager. So if you just go on Facebook and type The Stress Manager, you see it. You can also like it and see some of the things we are doing there.
Great.
So that is it for now.
Wow, fantastic. 1 hour 30, almost 1 hour 40 minutes of discussion around stress management and mental health. Dr. Emmanuel, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on the show with me today. This is MCTB Modulating, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you that are on the show with me today. It has been an amazing time. I see that most of you already are on the MCTB Wellness and Fitness Hub. If you are not there yet, I encourage you to be part of it. So I just post again the YouTube channel and also the WhatsApp for the Wellness and Fitness Hub if you want to be part of it, and also my Instagram handle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is MCTB Modulating. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to come your way again with Modo 19 with another fantastic topic that borders around your health and your wealth. This is the two things we're focusing on MCTV. And I want to say a very big thank you to you for finding time to be here tonight. I encourage you this year, let's take our health very, very seriously. Okay, no amount of money you pay, it's enough, or it can commensurate amount of money you will pay if you lose that health. And I really want to encourage you, don't wait until you lose your health before you take care of your health. No, you can chase the money, but still chase health first. Thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel, once again for coming on this show. I really appreciate you. We will continue our discussion on the Wellness and Fitness Hub. And if you're not part of it yet, I encourage you, please just click on that link and join us, and let's talk about health. Till I come your way again in 2 weeks' time, this is Dr. Bandele. Thank you very much, and have a great week ahead, everyone. Bye.
Slam dunk, are you ready to make me?